Welcome to Martial Arts Musings with your host, Dwight. Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 3 of Martial Arts Musings, Social Media and Internet and Martial Arts, ? I am your host, Dwight. Today's cast will focus on a couple of different things. Number one, how Web 2.0 technologies like Facebook, YouTube, and other social media are impacting martial arts industry and culture. The second part of the cast will review a couple of different examples of these Web 2.0 technologies. One is Master Hong's 24-form Yang-style Tai Chi, and Eric Paulson's site with streaming YouTube videos. So let the musings begin. In the Tao of Jeet Kune Do by Bruce Lee, it is stated that Bruce Lee had a library of over 2,000 books related to martial arts, health, and conditioning. Now imagine if he had the resources that are available today. He could carry twice as many books in one hand, on a tablet, or a Kindle, which is just remarkable. Imagine how much more he could have accomplished if he had all the resources that he has that are available today. Web 2.0 technologies such as YouTube and other social media have given martial arts practitioners access to an incredible amount of information and resources near and far, and right at your fingertips. Some practitioners have set up Facebook and Twitter sites, others have taken up YouTube. There are unique opportunities for instructors, students, and advocates to take advantage of these technological resources. So just to give quick, history, what was the main way for martial arts practitioners to reach the masses, to reach a wide amount of audiences? I mean, generally it was through their gym or club or university, so you had to be physically located close to people. So you probably couldn't thrive in a smaller community, you probably had to thrive in a more urban environment. And to reach people, you use books, magazines, and straight-to-video VHS or DVDs. And so what I'm not saying that Web 2.0 technologies do is replace training at a club or gym by any means. There are many, many benefits to tutelage under well-known martial arts practitioners and getting that instant feedback. So when you're working on form, when you're working on techniques for martial arts, you can get that instant knowledge, that instant feedback to help improve what you're trying to accomplish. But what I'm saying is everyone has different circumstances. Maybe the person is introverted and expends a lot of energy being around people and prefers not to be at a gym. Maybe clubs and gyms are cost prohibitive to a person's budget. Or maybe the art they're interested in isn't available in their physical location. Whatever the reason, social media technologies have extended the reach of martial arts, and which is just amazing. And so now you're not limited by your physical location, and it's a lot more open. A lot of practitioners weren't limited before because they could reach out with books and straight to video DVDs. But now the barriers to entry are very, very low. Anybody and everybody, including myself, can put up a YouTube of kicks, punches, demonstrations, doesn't matter, and reach a huge amount of people. And so what I'm saying is to become this quote-unquote social media martial artist, you generally fall into one or two categories. One being you use social media and these internet technologies for supplemental training. So if you already practice, you already go to a gym, you can look up lots of information on websites. For example, you can get in-depth information on Taekwondo, watch lots of Taekwondo videos, watch demonstrations, find about upcoming fights, or world championships or, Olympic championships. I mean, there's just so much information out there that you can really gather. And I always think that it's good to supplement physical side. You have to concentrate on the mental side as well. Otherwise, you're not a complete artist. And so using social media can really supplement your training. And to kind of give a couple of examples, Richard Branson, who is a famous entrepreneur, he founded Virgin Records, Virgin Airlines, but he has a great quote. It says, "No one has a monopoly on good ideas or good advice. Get out there and listen to people, draw out and learn from them." So his was more in a business context, but I think the same premise can be applied to social media and these technologies. If you go out there, review and listen to different people, you get lots of different aspects, and you can pick up little things. I mean, you might be able to pick up some cool exercise tricks, some cool technique tricks. Not necessarily instructors, but instructors would probably give somebody, even just fighters, give you that cool little bit of information that just helps you with your martial arts. And then obviously Bruce Lee, he developed Jeet Kune Do, the formless art, after doing a ton of research across various arts and even different disciplines. And he incorporated what he liked and didn't like and formed a philosophy around it. I believe you can do a lot of the same stuff, especially with all this information and all these resources at your fingertips. I mean, you could access easily 2,000 resources just like he did, and come up with your own philosophy, come up with your own techniques, and create your own formless art. Now, in my experience, to supplement my training, I do a lot of Muay Thai kickboxing training, a lot of boxing training. And so it's really hard, it's really intense, and I'm looking at softer arts, softer internal arts like Tai Chi. And so generally I want to incorporate this into an early morning routine or a late night before I go to sleep routine, just to kind of calm myself down, get into a very cool meditative state, work on my breathing and work on my flexibility. And that's one of the goals I've set out for myself this year. I just stated that the first category was, supplemental training. Well, the second category is that if you're not using this if you don't go to a main gym or use supplemental training, then this is probably your main training. And social media and internet technologies provide your main training because of the reasons that I've stated before. Either it's something using social media and internet technologies, using YouTube, is very cost and time effective. You don't have to drive to the gym. You don't have to pay lots of money. And I mean, it's very understandable. Like I stated in my first podcast, clubs and gyms cost, roughly $50 to $200 a month, which won't necessarily fit into everybody's budget. And especially if this isn't the only physical activity that you like to do. So if you do any other sports and pay for any other type of sports, it can really add up quickly over the year. If you're spending a couple grand on your health and fitness, then it's definitely something you have to consider. And then secondly, I also stated that you might not have what you want at your physical location. And I mentioned in the first podcast that it's very, very important to find something that you can incorporate into your lifestyle that's either close to you or convenient. For example, if I was looking for Salat, not a whole lot of places that offer that. I mean, if I lived out in the middle of nowhere, Alaska or Canada, I probably don't have access to Salat. I mean, even here in Seattle, not very many places that practice that consistently. I might have to go online and learn that way and then pick up seminars as they come through, or physically go to Southeast Asia to learn about it. But to cut down on that, social media, YouTube, Twitter can let me know all about it. And I can learn anything and everything I want about Salat. But obviously, it's not going to give you the crazy amount of training that comes with going to a gym consistently. I mean, if you consistently use YouTube practice forums, you can get up to a certain level. And I think teach yourself Tai Chi. just by following the forums. I mean, you might not be getting everything right, but you probably can get a pretty good grasp. You can close that gap by attending real gyms. But I mean, like I said, it just depends what you're looking for. So to keep on going about where the industry is heading, social media and streaming technologies have really replaced outdated VHS. I would bet anything that DVD market is declining as well. I was just reading Kung Fu Inside magazine the other day, and I still saw that they offered VHS, and I'm just like, who actually still buys that? You can probably find something similar or that very content online somewhere. Especially, I think you're going to see more and more decline as video quality and production gets better and better for streaming videos, for downloading videos straight to your computers, or using iTunes. And what I love about this, I think you're going to see a lot more niche martial arts grow in the United States, like Savate. French kickboxing isn't widely available. Salat's not widely available. And I think you're going to see a lot of these niche markets grow and a lot more interest. I mean, it's wonderful to see that, the MMA is getting lots of people involved in martial arts. And it's just fun to watch, martial arts grow in general. I mean, I'd love to find some statistics and see how many people actually practice martial arts in the United States versus the other countries and what the growth rate's been. Especially now that we're in an era, basically, almost any information you want on martial arts is widely available. And so, as I stated earlier, I was looking at supplementing my training with something like Tai Chi, or Tai Chi as specifically pronounced. And so now we're going to talk about the first example for the second part of this podcast, Master Yi Jiao Hong's 24 form Yang style Tai Chi. Now, Master Hong is a 12th generation disciple of Shen style Tai Chi, and she's an instructor at the Chinese Wushu and Tai Chi Academy, Seattle. If you go to ChineseWushuTaiChi.com, look her up, lots of information on her. She's a very accomplished martial artist, especially in Tai Chi and Wushu. But she released a video on their website on Vimeo, and it's a nice, 16-minute, easy to follow, instructional, downloadable streaming video on Vimeo. So it's for rent or own. You pay $6 to rent it, $12 to own it. The quality is pretty good compared to a lot of YouTube videos that I've seen. And so, like I was stating earlier, I'm looking for something to supplement my training, and I'm going to give this a try. And, like I said in my first podcast, I want to promote different styles. If I come across cool things that I like, I want to share it with you, my listeners. You take a look at it, let me know what you think, or let all these businesses know what you think. Yeah, so it's just a good way to, just promote local businesses or any businesses, and to check out, especially as a lot of them are adapting to these social technologies. And then the second example is Eric Paulson's website. I've also included this link on my blog, and Eric Paulson is a great teacher, tons of black belts, lots of martial arts. He's a MMA trainer, trains a lot of fighters, which is wonderful, and he's created hundreds of free videos that he's posted on YouTube, and they're connected on his website, and they concentrate on his brand of martial arts, which he calls CSW, Combat Submission Wrestling. Now, these videos tackle a variety of topics from wrestling, sparring, and striking. The quality and sound tend to vary with each video, and so some might be good, but with all that said, Eric Paulson's a great trainer and teacher, and there's some really good stuff, like I was talking about earlier. If you can pick up one or two things from reviewing these streaming videos, these downloadable videos, then you're obviously learning about martial arts, and maybe you can take away something to use in your own training. Thank you for listening to Martial Arts Musings. Hopefully this podcast was beneficial, provided you with some excellent resources. Check out Eric Paulson, check out Master Jiao Hong, read the Tao of Bruce Lee. Very, very inspiring book. Very cool. Every martial artist should read it. Check out Richard Branson if you're interested in entrepreneurship or just even to get motivated. Check out any of these resources. I'm here just to promote them, provide them. And let me know if you'd like me to review any resources that you come up with. Send me an email at martialartsmusings@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Thank you for listening to Martial Arts Musings. Please tune in next week for another martial arts episode. Laters.